Story of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, from soldier to saint. Ignatius of Loyola was born in 1491 in the Basque region of Spain. As a young man, he dreamed of glory, knighthood, and heroic battles. He was brave, proud, and full of seeking honor in the royal court and on the battlefield. At the age of 30, while defending the fortress of Pamplona against the French, Ignatius was struck by a cannonball that shattered his leg. His military career came to a sudden end. During his long and painful recovery, he asked for books about knights and adventure, but none were available. Instead, he was given books about the life of Christ and the saints. At first, he read them reluctantly, but slowly, something changed within him. He began to realize that the joy he felt when thinking about the saints lasted longer than the fading thrill of worldly honors. He asked himself, what if I could serve Christ the way knights serve kings? After his recovery, Ignatius gave up his noble clothes, laid down his sword before the statue of Our Lady of Montserrat, and chose a life of poverty and prayer. He spent a year in a cave in Manresa, where he fasted, prayed, and listened to God in silence. There, he began to write down what would later become the spiritual exerciza, powerful guide for growing in faith and discerning God's will. Wanting to serve God fully, Ignatius decided to study for the priesthood. Though he was older than most students and often misunderstood, he persevered. At the University of Paris, he gathered a small group of companions, including Francis Xavier and Peter Faber. They shared a deep desire to serve Christ and go wherever the church needed them most. In 1540, this group became the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits. Their motto was Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam, for the greater glory of God. They committed themselves to education, missionary work, and defending the faith. The Jesuits traveled across the world, founding schools, preaching, and bringing the gospel to distant lands. Saint Ignatius served as the first superior of the Jesuits until his death in 1556. Though he had once dreamed of military glory, he discovered a far greater mission fighting for souls, guided by love and prayer. He was canonized in 1622, and today, Saint Ignatius is honored as a master of spiritual discernment, a champion of education, and a model of conversion. His life reminds us that God can transform even the proudest heart and use it for a mission far beyond imagination.